How's everybody doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. How you doing? How's the weekend so far?
Oh, good, bruh. Good. Somebody, Bernard. Did Bernard come in?
Yeah, he's
Anybody?
coming in. I just let him in.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, what's going on with you, D?
Not much, man. I'm chilling.
I know. I heard. I know you said you had to head out soon, man. I'm gonna give you this plug, brother. Tell the people what you do. Introduce yourself, cat.
Well, I'm basically a consultant for novice cultivation. Basically, anybody trying to get into the cannabis cultivation business or just trying to do it privately. I offer free tutorial videos on YouTube through my page, Anonymous Genetics. We also have an Instagram page. And if anybody'd like to contact me about any more information, I also have anonymousgenetics@gmail.
Okay, that's what's up. Well, listen, I know you might have to cut out, but I love to have you back, man. I just told Jonas make sure we get you back and hit you up with some Q&A. You know, the road to success can be difficult and challenging, and oftentimes people just don't know what it takes to get to the next level, man. And so you starting off in business and doing the things that you're doing, being able to share some strengths and some limitations that you had to identify and then overcome, is what it's all about to really help everybody grow, individuals grow.
Yeah, when you make a move like this on your own, it really takes all of your investment, like all of your time, all your energy. You can't slack. You can't have lazy days. You know, you have to be on the grind all the time. And with the way things are now in the digital media, social media, digital age, you can be on and you can be promoting and you can be making moves 24 hours a day. So
Absolutely.
you got to be able to dedicate that time. And even though you're not going to see a return in your investment of time, you have to know that it's going to go for a positive movement in the long run.
Tell him, Dustin. You hit the nail on the head, right? I mean, and with just to piggyback off what you said, when it comes with time and time investment, that first starts with time assessment and what we're putting our time towards, right? Because sometimes when we start this new venture, like I know, you're gonna have to stop doing something that's taking up some of your time, so you can start putting in time into what it is that you want. You know what I mean? I'm
It makes you reevaluate what your time is worth.
yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Absolutely. Yep. That's
I gotta
funny.
write that down.
All of a sudden, time become important when you realize you only got 24 hours and you're limited, huh?
Definitely. I hate to cut you guys short, but I got to make a quick 10-minute run. I'm going to see if I can jump back in here when I get done if you guys are still on.
That's what's up. All right. Well, be safe out there, brother. It's a pleasure meeting you, man.
All right, man. Like I said, I'll probably be back in about 10 minutes.
All right,
Cool.
Dustin.
All right.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
So, Jay, man, what's been happening, baby?
Oh man, it's been an eventful week to say the least. I end up by not being here. How about this? Let's tell it like this. From straddling the fence, I found myself jumping back into some old ways, right? Into some old thought processes, into some old habits, and had me all the way off. And been able to climb up out that hole and realize that for every, out of chaos comes order, right? And I had to ask myself in this week's time, like, what is the learning lesson in all that, right? Because there has to be a lesson learned, right?
Yes.
What is the lesson that's put forth in front of me? I haven't figured it all out. It hasn't all came to me, right? It hasn't been downloaded. God ain't told it to me. The universe ain't gave it to me fully. But one of them I realize is to separate myself from my ego. You know what I mean? Kill the ego. You know what I mean? And the more I'm able to kill the ego, the more I'll be able to become become my authentic self, So
Yeah.
it's been a struggle though. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's easy by any means of the feat. And I appreciate you calling me during the middle of the week because I was looking for an excuse for not to even join, man. And having that accountability partner, right? Someone who understands what it takes to move forward, the secrets to success, to how to go and go after what it is that you need. You told me, man, like, look, if you take one day off, right? What'd you say? You like, if you take one day off, go ahead and tell it to him. I'll let you can tell it better than I can say it.
I don't know if I can tell it any better than you, brother, but you right down that alley, man. The truth of the matter is, every day requires you to do something to move in that direction. And the moment you stop, the moment you stop, you lose momentum. And right now, I think you're at a place in life where you're picking momentum up, and you don't need no bumps in the road to cause you to stagnate. One of the biggest problems I find with people can't get over the hump is the fact that they stop. They become stagnant. They allow their environment to take control. They allow their thoughts to take control, and they don't move into action what's purposeful in their heart. And so that's what's keeping people. That's what's keeping them bound. That's what's keeping us down. That's what's keeping us feeling like we're lacking. We're not at that place where we want to be in life. And let me say this, bro. You definitely hit the nail on the head. Lessons learned. That was the first question I was going to ask you. What lessons you learned this past week? So I really appreciate you coming through with that authentic story, just how you was ready to give, man, and what you learned, how you have to separate that ego and kill that ego. That's important, man, because I think our ego can really get in the way of who we are or what we could be.
Yeah, that's so true. And in that moment, right, when I also saw myself almost reverting back to, because of that mind state, I almost found myself ready to have to take a drink, because in order to get into that state of mind to be where I was in that moment, I felt I needed to be drunk, and told myself and told people around me I'm about to have a drink. And luckily enough, in that moment of chaos, I had a couple friends say, nah, you're not finna do that. That's what you're not gonna do on my watch. But let it have been somebody else, and they would have said, go ahead, I probably would have did it. And I could have ruined a whole lot of great stuff that I had, the momentum, like you said, moving forward. You know what I mean? That frequency, it's like, momentum is like frequency, right? It's like an old transmitter radio. Once you dial that transmission radio into that radio station, right? And if I have a drink, I lose that whole frequency. And now it's going to take me more time to dial back in, to find that rhythm, to find that groove, to find that momentum in towards my authentic self. And that it just put me back further. So I'm glad that even though it started to get staticky, I stayed on that channel. You know what I mean?
That's what's up, man. But that's life take us through that. Let me share this one with you. As we developing and as we growing in our with our passions and things that we look to do. And one thing I'm passionate about is speaking. And I just want to share. I want to share with whoever willing to listen. You know what I mean? And see how I can deposit and make a difference in their life. So, as you know, I've been doing some videos for the past few weeks, trying to get better. So I bought this little device, right? This the Elgato. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. What is it?
It's the Elgato Stream Deck.
Okay.
So what it does, right? It helps you navigate when you're live. Say, for instance, you want to put up a slide, like what we did. I want to go live on Facebook. I did everything through the Elgato. You know what I mean? I had to preset it and things, right? Well, needless to say, this thing came in a small box. You see how small it is, right? And I plugged it up into my laptop. It didn't work. I needed a new software. I needed to upgrade the software on my computer. It needed Windows 10. I was working with a Chromebook. Don't judge me now, but I'm just saying I had to get what I could work with, what my money could afford me, right? So I got the Chromebook, right? And so the little Gato piece didn't work with it. So now I'm frustrated. I spend good money. I want the little joint to work, right? I can't download the apps off the web, off the internet. The instructions. I wish I had the pamphlet, the little book by yay big, bro. Extra fine print. I can't read a word in this book, man. I'm already wearing glasses. I got my kids, my wife trying to tell me what's the website. Can anybody find the website on this joint, right? And needless to say, I finally pulled it all together. But can I tell you how frustrated I was during that process? I'll be honest with you, Kat. I was ready to send this joint back to the store. this ain't even worth my time. This is too much hassle. This is too much work, right? I don't even know how to use this thing. So what I did was, uh, since my computer, I had an old computer, I upgrade the computer. Let me get a joint with the Windows 10. Let me figure it out. I get the Windows 10 and put the software on the computer. Now I'm double stuck because I have no clue what I'm doing with this piece of equipment, bruh. I have no. I'm not that type of. I'm a high eye. I'm all about talking. I'm all about meeting people. Inspiring people, motivating people, and I'm optimistic, right? Well, I can tell you, I had no optimism about this deck piece, man. I was fed up with this joint, right? And so I finally started working it out. I went to the school of YouTube. I don't know if you ever go to the school of YouTube and Google.
That's the best university, right? The University of YouTube, YouTube University, man.
I go to YouTube and I started figuring out how to use this joint. Well, lo and behold, can I tell you how easy it was once I figured out how to do it? It took me about 3-4 days to get the whole setup and iron some things out. But the truth of the matter, it was really simple, right? And when I look back, I mean, you talk about lessons learned. When I look back, I realized that in life, you have to be willing to go the extra mile. You're gonna have to be able to take the challenge of those things that look small but or are small but look like huge mountains in your life, looking like you don't know what to do with it. You can't read the fine print. You know, you're not a software type of guy. You're not intellect like your intellect's is not at that level type of attitude. You have to remove all that doubt, brother. You have to remove all that doubt, and you're gonna have to evaluate and educate yourself on some things for life. And that's what I learned. I said, man, I was ready to give this thing up, but the truth of the matter, it was just way too simple, and these three things hit me, and that was. If you never go after what you want, the first truth of the matter is you're never gonna have it. If you never ask yourself the tough questions in life and find the solutions, the what, the who, the what, when, where, and why, you're gonna always be stuck. If you never step forward and challenge yourself, you're gonna always be in your same place, in the same environment, ready to give up, throw the towel in, and call it quits. And when I realized that for myself, especially after I realized how easy it was to really get this Stream Deck working and being able to operate with it, I realized, man, I almost missed a blessing, literally. Think about it. The day we streaming live on Facebook, we streaming live through the Zoom network. And I believe I should be streaming through YouTube, man. So I'm just telling you how this piece of equipment made this process so much easier. And I thought about the lessons learned for myself, how life can be so much easier if we just work through the process.
No, that's key. That is where the lesson and the growth comes from, right? I mean, once I feel like every time there's a wall presented, right? That when you break through that wall is when the light starts to shine, right? But through old habitual habits, I know for myself, that wall used to be just that, a wall, and I would turn around, and when I finally realized once I could get around the wall, sometimes I can't go through the wall, sometimes I can't go over the wall, sometimes I can't go under, but if I walk all the way to the left and take my time, the wall might end and I might get to the other side, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm able to get and proceed on with the journey, so man, that's a great lesson right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, so it was just funny, man. I chuckled to myself. My wife and I laugh. I had my kids looking at me crazy, because I would get stuck. I would trying to figure this thing out. I just would get stuck or get frustrated. I won't even say stuck. I just get frustrated because it didn't operate right. It didn't do what the functions didn't move like I thought they was going to move. But when I backed up, redid it, took my time, did the process all over again, things just seemed to pan out, man. So for me, it was just a great lesson learned to really be self-aware of these small things in life that we make mountains, we make larger than what they are. But if we can just work those processes out, you'd be surprised where you can really go and what you can truly do.
Hey, D, just for the people that are hopping on, man, can you let everybody know, just give them a quick insight on how we met, right? Where's our story coming from?
All right. Well, hey, I met my mans through Eric Thomas and Association's Game Changer program. Jonas and I guess Game Changers kind of help us two things. Or is it Speak for Profit? Which one is it? Is it both?
Game Changers. Game Changers.
Game Changer. So you do Speak for Profit as well, right?
Yeah, I did. I did the courses as well, but yeah, because we went to Breathe University, right? We went to the.
So this program is just we come together once a week, and we coached by Coach Val, Aisha, and give me.
Man, you better say Coach Aisha. Aisha, it's Aisha. We got to say her name right. We got to give her the credit right before we get a call or something. You know what I mean?
Right, because she got
words, right? Is that the last name? I should just said Terica.
You forgive me for jacking her name up, but no, they really have been some great mentors and coaching us to success. And that's where I met Jonas. I was listening to him share his stories. Of real life challenges and what it took him to overcome the offsets of life and challenges of life to the place where he is today. The truth of the matter, it's no easy road, man. It's no easy road, but it just take a made up mind, some dedication and perseverance, and some drive, really. And I'm gonna say a great network of people behind you that's willing to push you and pull you along.
Right. Yeah, and that program, let me keep it 100. It's a great program. I've learned a lot, but let me tell you, every day hopping on there on that rep call every Tuesday with other people that are in the field of doing it, right? And some people getting paid big bucks. Some people just started. Some people have been doing it for 10, 15 years. To be honest with myself and to everybody listening, it's like that wasn't as easy. It wasn't as a smooth process for me, right? As a lot of other things may be in my life, right? Because of old judgments of I'm not worthy enough of others who's been doing it for a while. But that goes to that same thing when the wall popped up and this fear is kicking me in my butt every day, right? And my mouth is drier than the Sahara Desert. I feel, I can't talk, I can't breathe. I feel like a boa constrictor is wrapped around my neck, right? I came every day. And pacing or self-doubt, I still stood in there and I was able to learn, and I'm still learning. Believe me, from those classes, I still look at some of my notes and I still are not where I want to be, but that was a great guideline, a great process for me to move forward. And in that, it's a funny story because me and D, we both over here so much caught up in our ego that we don't want to hit each other because we were thinking, I don't want to hit another man in his end, but I don't want to DM another man and be like, hey, what's up? It's just a little funny story that we got, and we were able to get past that. And through that grew this friendship and this relationship and where we're at today. And that it's a trip because even in that moment, we had to go through the wall. We had to go through the fear. We had to go through that lesson in order for us to do it. Because if we stayed in our own mindset, this wouldn't be happening because I would have sure looked at D kind of crazy. Talking about why is this man DMing me? Talking about let's talk, So it's a good thing, man, that we was able to get through that.
No, you're absolutely right, brother. You're absolutely right. It's a good thing. Let me see. You say that, but you know what? Game Changers has really opened my eyes, gave me an avenue to become a bit more effective in what I want to do. And how I want to approach the challenges in this business aspect of what I have going on. Let's be real. I wouldn't be stream decking today if it wasn't for Game Changers. You know what I mean? and everybody that we collaborate with in this group. I'm pretty sure. Shucks, what's his name? Brandon, Roy. What's the young boy name? I can't think of his name right now.
Shane.
Shane. Watching them develop, man, and watching them go through their process, man. I realized that we all learn. We were learning,
Right.
even to the point when you say you came on and you was doing those when you had to speak to ULEs and how you were feeling the pressure and how your mouth was pasty and how you was nervous and uncomfortable about it. Can I be real with you, Kat? I wouldn't have never known if you hadn't told me. I promise. I wouldn't have never known had you never said it. Because the truth of the matter, you flowed. You gave it your best, and even when you got critiqued it hard over what over what you had to say. The truth of the matter was, we all learned from it. You learned from it, but watch this. The critique opened my eyes to how I can be better. Not so much of what you did wrong, but how I can be better. Because I never noticed anything that your approach and how you spoke or how you presented your talk. I never noticed that what they see. Let me say what the coaches see. I never noticed it, and so today it just helped us become a much more effective speaker, and understand how to put our thoughts together, and get them expressed, through the stories, through the storytelling, you know. So no, that's good. So man, shucks, how long we been on?
But we're like about almost a half hour, man. We giving the people what they want.
So no, that's good stuff. So let me ask you, going through the process, we know you had lessons learned. What do you see happening for yourself now? The very next step. What's the very next step for Jonas
In
in
um,
this process that we going through? What's the very next thing for Jonas?
the very next step is to. That's a great question. To be honest, that's a very great question because that's a question I ask myself a lot, right? What is the next step? And because at times I feel like I'm just jumping off the couch right into this because let me be real. Let me just keep it 100. I was only doing this because in my life there was nobody. I didn't find anyone that looked like me, meaning been through the experience, being through the streets, right? Like, and then come out and able to give some kind of guidance, some kind of pathway to get to the other side. So right now, my next step is just to continue to hone in on the message, hone in on what it is I would love to add value to. You know what I mean? Really give it to that. And what I'm doing now, I've entered into this a mentoring program with young youth. You know what I mean? And a lot of them have come from a similar lifestyle. The pimping, the selling drugs, the gang members, the gang banging, just doing things that probably ain't the best thing to be doing. But in that moment, you think that's all you know. So it's just to give them some kind of guidance that I wish I had. You know what I mean? At least how to navigate, right? Believe me, at 16, if someone would have came and talked to me, I probably wouldn't have listened. But if they would have just gave me just a little something to pertain in that moment, not to say you need to change right now, but just as something I could hold on to, an anchor to keep me solid when there was that time of trouble. That's all I'm trying to be for one of these young youth, and that's what I'm moving forward, is just to help, is just continue to give out that value, that knowledge, that information, you know what I mean? And be someone that someone else can talk to, because I know at times in life, it seems as if our troubles are the biggest and there's no one that we can talk to. You know what I mean? And I just want to be able to be an ear and that shoulder that someone can lean on and talk to.
No, that's what's up. That's good stuff, man. Let me say this too while this is on my mind, because I know it'll get away from me. I want to thank you. I want to. You don't know how you inspired me. We talking. You said to me the last week when we spoke. I don't know. I was kind of looking for a way out. Kat, you wasn't the only one looking for a way out. You, I'm just be real. You're not the only one who was looking for a way out. The truth is, I think we get intimidation. Intimidation is a big factor in this process of personal growth and getting to the place of success. Can I be real transparent? I was intimidated by the Elgato Stream Deck, that little small object I showed you. I was intimidated by it, man. And so I want to just thank you for transparency and authenticity. Because it's in that conversation that really caused me to come to light. You say I pushed you, but the truth was when you said it, I was like, well, good. He was feeling like I was feeling. You know what I mean?
Right.
But because I realized we were both feeling that same way, I also understood that this was bigger than both you and I. It's not about me. And so just being able to collaborate and add value to the lives of others. The truth is the matter, Kat, you inspire me to do the things that I'm doing, to be here talking on a live stream via Facebook, via Zoom, with some people I don't know, a Dustin and a Bernard, and well, I know Derek, that's my brother. But just building up that confidence. So when I asked you what was the next step, you said you want to hone on that message. What's that message?
That message, that's great. Oh, what a great question. That message is that once you change your philosophy, your life will change. That's the whole thing, because you cannot get to a new place thinking the old way. That's really what it breaks down to, because I found myself continue to bump my head, right? But I was thinking with the same principles, the same philosophy, the same routines, trying to get through a new door, and it just didn't fit. My head was like a square trying to get through a rectangle door. It wasn't working. So you have to, I realized in order to reach our new growth, right, to where we want to go, is we have to change our philosophy. And we're talking with Dustin earlier when he was on, right? He said it best, right? He had to value his time differently. And that to me is part of a philosophy change. You had to change something that you deemed important that's now not important to go for something that's more what is in line to what you want to do and what you want to be, right? So that's my message. And I realized through trial and error, to be honest, that it's all possible, right? And it's with the power of possibility and positivity, right? And not positive. Listen, Zig Ziglar says something like this. I'm gonna chop up his quote, but it's positivity will not get things done, but it's better to be positive than it is to have negative thinking, right? You'll never get something done saying I can't do it, but positive doesn't mean it will get done to the extent that you want, but you'll get a whole lot further than saying I'll never do it, I can never do it, or whatever that philosophy may be.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I had to drop a bomb on you. I don't even know if you heard the sound effects in the background, but
I was wondering what was going on. I didn't know what I said. Go ahead.
I had to drop the bomb on you, dude. You said change your philosophy. Change your thinking. I mean, that's a banger. I read this book. See if I can get. Gosh, come on. Makes me want to holler. That's it. Makes me want to holler by Nathan McCall. And he said in his book, the moment you change your thinking or make up your mind, everything else about you will follow through. Everything else will follow through. Your mind, when you make up your mind about what you want to do, where you want to go, your actions will begin to follow through. Things about you will begin to change. And man, when you said change your philosophy, that word it deserved one more. I got to give you.
I appreciate it.
That's a banger, man. That was good. That was real good, man. That was real good.
You know what though? Let me say this too though. What helps with that, right? In changing philosophy, right? It's studying, it's trial and error. right? It's making that tea that we talked about the last time we were on, right? Uncomfortable and comfortable strengths. But it also, to change your philosophy, sometimes you need to be in the right circle. You got to get a new set of friends or people in your life that can hold you accountable, right? Because in changing my philosophy, right, and not quitting on myself, and when I was ready to quit on us and this and say and give myself an excuse out, through me knowing you and you holding us accountable, right, was able for me to continue with the right thinking, right, the right philosophy and moving forward towards success or towards growth. So an actionable step that everyone should, I think, is a good thing to start somewhere is have somebody that's a little outside your circle of friends that you've grown up with, that you've known for a long time, that's on a similar frequency, on a similar path of thinking, that can hold you accountable, right? And not give you that easy out. You know, because our friends and our family a lot of times are going to give you that easy out and say, you know, it's okay, you can do a lot. You know what, you can go ahead and sit your ass out on this one. You know, but but someone else that's on a similar frequency of growth knows that that's not the right path. And you were able to show that to me by not allowing myself to to sit out and be a quitter. What's the quote? Quitters never win and winners never quit. And I sure was looking for an excuse to quit. So I appreciate it.
Can I just chime in for 1 second, fellas? You said something to me that triggered me about the whole philosophy. You said your environment. And I believe that you build your environment around your philosophy. So if you change your philosophy and you don't change your environment, you're fighting yourself.
Yeah, that's good.
You're getting pulled from two different ways because, like I said, you develop your environment around your philosophy. Like if you are in the streets and running with people and doing all kind of stuff, and then you want to change your philosophy, you can't continue to run the streets and do all this stuff with a different mindset. Everything's going to change. Once your philosophy changes, your environment, even like you said, your circle of friends can change. Lots of things can change. And that's not necessarily a negative. That could be a positive. That could lead you to the path of enlightenment to where you understand your life and you understand what your purpose here is.
That's good, Dustin. That's real. You both hit two words for me. Dustin used the word enlightenment, and you, Jonas, used the word frequency. Man, listen, it sounds like to me you guys been reading some good books. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like y'all been reading some good books. Share with the people a book or two, man, that really had opened up your mindset for frequency and enlightenment.
For me, I'm sorry, you don't mean to, Dustin, to cut you off, but for me, this is like my go-to. So I listen to it on the Audible, or I read it. And it's a very thin book. You can get it off Amazon. It's only about $7, right? It's really just this transcript of a speech, right? And it's by James Allen, and it's As a Man Thinketh. And that book right there, right, has so many golden nuggets in there, right? As you think, so you become, right? Circumstance doesn't show a man to himself. It reveals him to itself, right? So it's just with so many things, and it really stems, what I really took from that is, I now believe that, this is my belief, you know, you might call me crazy, some people might call me crazy, but what we think about will therefore manifest out physically. So a lot of times for myself in my old stinking thinking, what I used to do was there would be a result and I would just try to fix the result, right? But how it all works is, here's the mind, you have a thought, it goes down to the subconscious, and it manifests out into the body, into the physical form. That's how everything works. That hat on your head was once a thought in someone's mind, and then they made that hat. That's how that logo of the Kango came about, right? Everything starts within the mind. And when I understood that, and I stopped trying to change the effect, and I started to change the cause. The root cause was the thought. Right? And that helped me, that book allowed me to see it a lot clearer, because I kept bumping my head on the wall and saying, why am I making these same mistakes? But I kept focusing my attention on the mistake and not the root, right? When you go in your garden, when I go in my garden and I'm over here and there's weeds and everything, They keep coming back until I dug 10 inches deeper and got to the root. And when I got to the root of that weed, I didn't see it pop up no more. Now, there might be another weed that popped up somewhere else in the garden, and you got to go attack that, right? That's just like life, right? But that book allowed me to articulate what I was trying to find. And man, I tell you guys, that book right there, it's only about 35 pages. Reread it. Just read a paragraph a day, or not even a day. Read one paragraph and apply it. Read it 100 times and apply that one paragraph. But there's so many nuggets. Man, I'm sorry. I love that book, man. That book gets me fired up every time.
Share with us the book, man.
Well, I'm gonna share my favorite book, and the book that basically connected with me as a teenager and helped me change my perspective on things. And that book, and unfortunately, I can't remember the author's name off the top of my head right now, but the book's called Man, Child in the Promised Land.
Man's Child in the Promised Land?
A man's child in the Promised Land. And basically it's a book about somebody who went through similar strifes as Jonas and I, where we've kind of running the streets and, you know, not really staying the straight line and, you know, running with groups of individuals that had nothing but negativity and things like that. And it's basically a kind of the Phoenix out the ashes story where a gentleman goes through the same things and pulls himself up by the bootstraps and gets life together.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So it was titled Man, Child in the Promised Land?
Yeah, Man, Child in the Promised Land.
And that's real good. That's real good.
I'm putting that on my list on Amazon.
Now I'm gonna share with you because Jonas, you tapped on some things, man. And so one of my favorite books is the BIBLE. You know, you want to get to the root cause of what's causing you to be stagnant in life. Oftentimes, you just got to read the good book and really get a self-reflection about self. You know what I'm saying? Or get allow the Word of God to kind of just guide you mentally, and give you a place to relate to. You know, I think for me, that's what my initial change started. That's when my initial change started was when I began to reading the Bible every morning, 4 a.m. and really identifying some limitations. I don't call them weaknesses. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't call them weaknesses. If you had a 500-pound rock in your front yard and you wanted it moved, guess what? You couldn't move that rock by yourself. Why? You're too weak. Right? But we got limitations in our life. And because we have limitations don't mean we can't do it. Oftentimes, limitations mean we got to be smart about how we do it. Right? So you talked about having the right group of people around you, people who are going to support you, who are going to move in and head in the direction you're going in. Guess what? When you find them type of people in your life, guess what they're going to do? They're going to help you move that 500-pound rock out your front yard. So we got limitations. I don't like to identify as weaknesses. We're all in a learning process. We're all in a growing process, and that's what it's really about. And you said this, Jay. You said stop focusing on the mistake. Man, I'm telling you, you come with. I mean, you bring the bang when you talk, brother. You really bring the bang when you talk. I love it. You know what I'm saying? But the truth of the matter is, we focus on our mistakes all the time. You know, think about it like this. I told you I got this stream deck. Had I focused on not being able to get this thing set up, or I keep screwing it up, guess where I wouldn't be right now? I wouldn't be. We wouldn't be here. We can't focus on the mistake. We got to get over the limitations. We got to figure it out. We got to get around an environment of people who's going to help us get to the next level, who's going to inspire us, who's going to push us, who's going to talk life into us. And I say life, talk life into us, because many of us are living life dead. We just living life dead. We going through life motions every day, but we have no goals. We have no idea what we want to do, and we have no direction. My man used to call me once a month. Excuse me, Tory. He's in the military, active duty dude. So once a month we talk, right? And every time dude called me, he would say, "D man, what you up to?" And you know what my statement was to him? Your boy sitting on the porch. Your boy sitting on the porch. I'm watching time pass me by, right? I kept saying that over and over and over. Till one day I was listening to Redding, what's his name? Redding. Who sings the sitting on top of the dock of the bay?
Was it Otis Redding?
Otis Redding, I believe it was. Sitting on top of the bay, watching time race. Dude, when I was singing the song, bumping my head to this, sitting on the porch. My man's had just called me, and it hit me that I was wasting my life. I was wasting my life. Just sitting around doing nothing. We just in a dead space, man. And life got so much more to offer if we can just wake up and realize that if we can change how we think, change our philosophy, change our frequency. What's the word you use, Dustin? I wrote it down, but I can't read it.
Enlightenment.
Get some enlightenment in life, man. We can get a lot further in life, man. A lot further in life.
And sometimes this is what it takes for some people to have an intellectual conversation with like-minded people about a specific topic. Sometimes that's what it takes. Like Jonas and I, a couple months ago, we had a heart-to-heart talk for about an hour and 45 minutes. And he was truly concerned with my mental position, because I was struggling really hard the last couple years. You know, I got diagnosed being disabled, telling me I'm not going to be able to go back to work and do what I love to do. So I was going through a lot of depression, anxiety, looking for a way out, looking for an outlet, something that I love, something that I enjoy. And you know, we was just talking and beating around ideas, and he hit me with, man, why don't you push your knowledge to the people? You enjoy this so much. Why don't you push your knowledge of what you know and what you love to the people? And honestly, if it wasn't for the COVID, this probably would have never transpired for me, because the opportunity to have the Zoom meetings and do everything digital and FaceTime and not have to be in person and not have to actually offer a product and have all this overhead cost, it motivated me to go ahead and do what I'm doing now. And it pushed me in the right direction. And as I started to focus and dedicate more time to this, every day I found myself enjoying it more. Like I enjoy speaking to people and teaching people. I enjoy seeing people learn and benefit from the knowledge that I've acquired over the last 20 plus years.
No, that's good, Dustin. That's real good. Anything else to add to that, Jay?
Yeah, well, you had said some things, right? I'm gonna go back a little bit when you was talking about limitations, right, and weaknesses, right? And then you also talked about when your boy would call you and how you would say, what was you saying? You were sitting on the porch, your boy sitting on the porch?
Sitting on the porch, yeah.
Right, and see, I found myself doing a lot of that too, right? And what I'm gonna call that is just speaking wrongly because of old habits, right? So what I call it is it's the semantics of words, right? And I found myself doing that, putting myself down to up others, right? And what I would say, right? There's a lot of things I would say, but when someone would ask me, "Hey, Jonas," or AKA people were like, "Hey, Cole, what's happening? What you doing? Or how you been?" I'd be like, "Oh man, look at man, you got the best hand. If I had your hands, I'd cut mine off," right? And what I realized in the semantics of words of what that does when you continue to say that, right? So I Googled something, right? Before I even continue, let me just tell you what semantics mean, right? The branch of linguistics and logic concerned with the meaning of a meaning, all right?
Read that one more time.
The branch of linguistics and logic concerned with the meaning, right? So I had a buddy of mine, right? But now let's just go back to my life, right? So what I would always say is, I used to say a lot, I have problems, right? Or this is hard, this is super hard. And what I realized is by continuing to tell myself something is hard, once again, that's the thought, it became hard physically. So by understanding, by just changing the word, like you said, from weaknesses to limitations, you was able to figure something out. So that's the semantics of a word, changing from this is hard to this is a challenge. Or instead of saying, hey, you got the best hand, I'll cut mine off. If I had your hands, I'll cut mine off. I say I'm doing excellent. Because what you speak out, you will get back, right? Yeah. And so just the change of the words will change your philosophy once again to get you to where you need to be. And we don't catch it because it's been a habit for so long that we would say these things.
Man, that's good. Listen, we 15 minutes out, man, and I want to get to a few of these guys on here, see if they want to add some knowledge to us. Mr. Bernard, how you doing, sir?
You got me up? I'm doing wonderful, my man. I'm doing great. Thanks for inviting me today.
Oh, well, glad to have you, Cat. Where you from, Cat?
San Diego, California.
You out there with J2?
Yes, sir. That's my guy.
That's what's up. What you do, man? Share a little bit about what you do and tell us what you think. What's some gains from today?
Oh, well, today you guys definitely share some great knowledge. My boy, me and Jonas, we definitely connect on a higher level. He's one of my go-to guys when it comes to tapping into that next frequency, as my guy put it. Very, very good man. And we've grown a relationship over the last few months. But me personally, I'm in the financial services. That's how I make my bread and butter. But my passion is speaking as well, and just coaching, getting into podcasting, author. Just trying to spread my message of positivity as well.
Hey, Bernard, you touched on the podcast, man. Let everybody know, man, what is, the name of your podcast and where can we listen to that?
Yeah.
So it's on all the apps right now. It's called Live Long and Prosper. And it's just getting going. About 25, 26 episodes deep. But yeah, I know Jonas was I got a little bit of inspiration from him when we talked about that momentum. Because I was on it. I took a week off, and I know, like you said, taking one day off, it's hard to get that train back on the track sometimes. But definitely, I got a couple written, so I'm about to hop back on the horse tomorrow morning.
That's good.
Sometimes I have to wait for material. I have to wait for some kind of some idea, something to kind of push me into a topic. Because sometimes I feel like I get stagnant and I lose sight of what my goal is, and I need somebody to kind of spark that and give me an idea for a new topic, for some more material.
Exactly. Yeah, but I mean, like, it's funny because I'm a hip hop artist as well. So back in the day, like, sometimes you just got to put the pen to the paper and then let the energy kind of flow. So it's the same thing with podcasting too. Sometimes just like I don't have necessarily a topic, but I just put that pen down and you just let that energy just flow. And I could be having a whole bunch of scattered thoughts. So now it's like just trying to capture my thoughts in little segments and make it more flowy, but not at the same time not like I'm reading it. You know what I mean?
Right. No, that's good. That's good. You hit home on this too. Um, Anytime before I speak online like we did today, I normally have to kind of give myself an outline to really stay focused, to help me gather my thoughts, because much like you, Bernard, my mind is scattered everywhere, man, and I be all over the place. And the truth is, you want to bring people some authentic, original, and inspiring content, man, so they can really be able to connect and grow with you as you grow. Because people, I say this, people follow people. In essence, they follow leaders. But the truth is, they're looking for how you your action, how you showing up. So keep up the good work, man. Keep working hard on that podcast. I'm gonna check you out, Cat. I'm gonna really check. Go ahead, Jay.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to also say, Bernard, where can the people follow you at on your social medias, or what is it? Where your Instagram, your Facebook, if you have a YouTube.
Yeah, I'm at Instagram, Bernard Like the Saint. That's my Instagram handle. I just started my Twitter, Bernard J. Rackley, and on Facebook, Bernard Rackley as well. And I also have the Live Long Prosper podcast business page on Facebook as well. So just growing that community too.
That's awesome. And thanks for sharing, bro. Appreciate you hopping on, man.
Oh yeah, man. That was some nuggets. I definitely needed it today. So thank you guys for sure.
Yeah. I hope to hear some more from you, man. We're glad to have you. Zoe, my brother, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing phenomenal, boss. How about yourself?
Doing well, thank you. Introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from and what you do, Cat.
My initial name is Rolonzo Sharp. They call me Zoe. They call me Silky P. All the same. I actually am a chef on my own food truck, so I own a barbecue food truck, which I'm looking to expand in the near future. As well as I'm an investor and dabble in a couple other endeavors that I'm trying to get off the ground. And
Okay.
as the other gentleman said, I'm looking forward to doing a podcast as well. It's called The Chopping Block, and we'll be touching on finances, current events, just the everyday, just kick it around. you know, just everyday topics and things that we're going through in life, you know, issues, and trying to come up with solutions as well as resolutions for different issues, you know. And that's just where I'm at right now. And also, hopefully, I can connect with Bernard and pick his brain in the near future on how this podcast stuff goes, because I'm a new beginner, you know.
Let me tell you this though. Podcast is real simple. You think this is Zoom stuff is simple, man? I do a podcast through Anchor. It's all
Uh-huh.
set up. It's all set up, man. All you got to do is talk. Start talking. Press the button, hit play, hit record, and get to talking, and send it. It's real simple, bruh.
It's so much the podcast part. It's the last part you said. It's the talking on the podcast part. It's being comfortable in a new environment. So, you know, I'm trying to get that structure. Like I can kick this all day with you guys. Yeah. Audience, some of the audience you can see, and some you can't. It's just a different zone to get familiar with. That's all.
No, that's good. That's 100 right.
I might be frightening myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For sure.
Hold on.
You know how many old videos I got? I got old videos, edited videos for me like stuttering and saying the wrong stuff. And
it's there. There it is there. I have a lot of bloopers. I'm gonna have a lot of bloopers to come.
That's life though, bro. Once you get confident though, once you know your topic and you're confident and you went through the paces a few times with a couple people, I personally suggest talking to some people privately about what you think you're gonna do on your podcast. And then when you get in your podcast, you just act like you're kicking it to us. You know what I mean? Like it ain't no big deal.
I'm definitely gonna get some exercising in. I want to practice. I'm gonna call it exercise because I've been here before, but it's just been a long time since I've been here. So I just got to get that repetition flowing once again, and do exactly what you guys were speaking on. I came in on the topic. It was somewhere around being too critical of oneself. I have to get out of that mind state because me and Jonas and I was kicking this around the other day of being too critical of ourselves when someone else may think it's perfect and it's the perfect touch. But we'll keep remixing it and remixing it. And once you remix something that's already great so many times, it becomes terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's 100. Thank you. I appreciate that's word of advice to me. You know, the truth of the matter, and you said it, it's repetition, man. Repetition. It's jumping out on faith. It's just doing it.
Right.
Once you start doing it, Cat, you'll pick up the momentum forward. And that's what happened for me. I just started doing podcasts. I do them Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Live streaming all 3 days. And I gotta admit, bro, my videos suck. At least that's what I think. But then I would get this little text message. Oh man, that was good. You was good. I'm like, man, stop lying to me. You know, no, that was good. You know, so we really critical of ourselves when we really don't have to be, man. And
that's the key. That's the key to keeping positive is those testimonials. Is those people telling you that you know you did a good job. Because I had the same thing. I was making videos and I wasn't sure. I'm sitting here thinking, man, are my videos any good? Am I bringing anything else to the table? And then I had the positive feedback from some of my clients. And they're like, man, I've watched so many different people on the same topic, and you break it down into a form that I understand and I can process.
Right.
No, that's.
I just need to get that. I kind of need to get that understanding with myself that I got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, you know you got game. Just run your game on it.
Absolutely. That's it. My guy already know. How you been, man?
I haven't been in a while, Silky P, man. I was going to say what's up. I didn't want to interrupt, though.
That's it.
Well, hey, look, guys, gentlemen, first of all, you know, I want to say thank you to everybody. So, man, for tuning in. I know we got to continue. We got moving, but we also want to touch on Derek, man. Derek, is you there? Talk to me, Derek.
Hey.
D, you there?
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, I like up, man. How you doing over there, man? Talk to us, man. Let everybody know.
Hey guys, let me get you guys to mute your mic so we won't get the breakup. We getting too much breakup. Thank you. Appreciate it. Go ahead, D-Rock. Oh,
Yeah, you can pretty much tell that I'm the younger brother, and my older brother's going with it there, and I love him. And y'all don't even understand how proud I am and how good my heart feel to see my older brother and a bunch of men and us getting together and doing this thing in a positive manner, in a positive energy, in a positive light, and us getting together. Y'all don't know who this young man is. I know this young man from a boy to a man, and to see him do this and see all young men and men our age get together and talk in a positive manner. 'Cause at one point, I got to be honest now, Dwayne, I got to tell him, I didn't think my brother was going to survive. I mean, we grew up in the 80s in Miami, and it wasn't easy. You know what I mean? And, I'm going to go ahead and tell him, I just seen him run away from helicopters and get home safely. And I don't know how he did it, but I thank God for him, bro. I really do. I'm going to let that go now. I feel better because you called me out. So I was going to just be quiet and let y'all see that that's my older brother. Y'all going to figure that out. And I love him. And I love everybody that showed up today. And, we're doing a really good vibe. It's a really good vibe. I'm trying to keep it positive. And it's a beautiful thing. So to see all of this going on, it feels really good, man. And we bouncing it back. I look forward to this one and the next one, where we can keep everything going in a positive manner.
100. I appreciate it. Love you too, bro. Jonas, man, listen, we got to close out, and I'm gonna give you that one minute ULE cat. You ready?
Hey, did you just see my face? Oh no! Look it. No, this is what we're gonna do. I don't even like that word no more. ULE, right? That's that. Hey, we're gonna change the semantics. We're just gonna talk about the principle, right? But what I'm gonna do is this, man. I'm just gonna say this. I don't know what this is called, but what I know is we all need to take actionable steps. And if there's any golden nuggets in this thing, and I think one of them is to get an accountability partner, right? Go outside your circle of friends and gravitate and get somebody new in your circle that can shake it up and be on the same page. I think those are some of the things that we can all do, right? In order to continue with our step forward. And this was a great platform to start because all of us are able to gain something from this. And when we get around others with that same mentality, let's just continue to add value to them, give them this information that we got. Let's kick it. Iron sharpens iron, and let's continue to keep adding value to the world and to ourselves.
That's what's up. I appreciate it, my brother. Gentlemen, I appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in with us in authentic conversation. As Jonas said, iron sharpen iron. My man Jay, I love you, man. I appreciate you for pushing me and being authentic in your true self. Because if it wasn't for you, I don't know. We probably would have pushed this off. And that's just real talk, guys. You guys being transparent and open and sharing, I truly appreciate. And so I'm just going to leave this 3 simple rules in life. If you never go for what you want in life, you ain't going to never have it. Keep that in mind. If you never ask yourself the tough questions in life, you'll never find a solution to your question. You got to ask the who, the what, the when, where, and the why, and follow through. If you never step forward and challenge yourself, you will always be in the same place you were when you started. Hey, I'm your D-Rob, and listen, I just want to say thank you. As you guys know, you can always find me on Facebook at Metavision Colorado. That's my Facebook page where we help ex-offenders transition to a positive way of life. Jonas Royster from Hoods Proverbs, my man. God bless you, gentlemen. God bless you, and good night.
Good night, man.
For having me. Y'all have a good one. All right, now.